Okay, so this is going to be the tutorial for Ulysses Triumph. I'm going to break it up into 3 sections. First the control, then the shuffle, and then the reveal at the end. I'm also going to teach a couple of different methods for the 3 different sections, as one will be more of a beginner and one will be more slightly advanced. So let's get on into it. Okay, so basically you're going to get any card selected, doesn't matter which one, it's going to get placed in the deck and you're going to immediately control it to the bottom of the deck. Then from there you're going to proceed with the rest of the trick. Now, in the performance I use a single card shift, which is my own variation on a move, so I will teach it, but you can also use a more simple version using the double undercut. So if you're using the double undercut, oh, that's the add card, you can get any card selected, say the Queen of Diamonds. You're going to put it in the back of the deck sticking out slightly. You're going to push it in with your thumb, but as you do you're going to lift slightly upwards and continue pushing in. That's going to give you a gap between those 2 cards that you can curl your pinky finger in and put those cards on, so you now have a big break. You're then going to swap to Biddle Grip, break off half of those cards below the break, bring them to the top, then break off the rest and bring them to the top, so that selection is now on the bottom of the deck. If you need a more in-depth tutorial, just search double undercut tutorial onto YouTube and there's many videos explaining in greater detail on how to do it. Now if you want the slightly more advanced version, you're going to get any card selected, the 6 of Diamonds. You're going to put it in the front of the deck this time, and then you're going to do an in jog, but you're going to slightly angle it to the side. So you're going to push it in with these front fingers, slightly angling it to the side, and your thumb's going to rest here. You'll notice that my pinky here is already resting against that card as it's come through. The thumb here is going to push this corner in, so my pointer finger can now grab it at the front, and you should be able to straddle that card between these 2 fingers. From here you're just going to simply slide it out the back of the deck, and you're going to riffle these cards on top of the deck. So just one more time very quickly. Different selection, the Queen of Hearts. Slightly angle jog, thumb's going to push it through so it rests against the pinky. The ring finger will help swivel this card out to the side where the pointer can now grab onto it. Now they've got it clipped between these 2 fingers, simply slide it out the back and underneath and dribble these cards on top. So up to full speed it looks like this. Card in the middle of the deck and it's controlled to the bottom of the deck. Okay, so once you have the card controlled to the bottom, you're first going to execute a half pass and then followed by the shuffle. Now the half pass is taught in Dan and Dave's The Trilogy, and if you want more information you can find it there, but I'll briefly go over it now. First of all, you're going to pinky pull down 1 and then 2 cards, and you're going to get a pinky break on those cards. You want quite a large break that's going to make the move easier. Your thumb's going to once again come over, so you're holding it in Biddle Grip. Your pinky's going to pull, and then your ring finger is going to join in too. These cards are going to flip these cards over, and then you're going to square it up on the bottom of the deck. So you now have the whole deck, their card, and then a random card face up. So just one more time, quickly. You're going to pinky pull down 1, followed by 2 cards. Then you're going to flip those cards over, and then square up. Once the 2 cards on the bottom of the deck, you're going to pinky pull down again, getting a break on 1 card. From here, you're going to transfer the break to a thumb break, and you're going to swing cut half the deck like so. You want it to be as half and half as possible, as it makes the Faro shuffle that comes a bit easier. So you're going to swing cut that top packet into this hand, maintaining the break here, and your hand's going to do this motion. Your left hand's going to turn face down and your right hand is going to turn face up. But you're going to drop that card as you do so. So your hand's going to come across, they're going to meet for a brief second, they're going to drop that selection and they're going to turn over simultaneously like that. So one more time, back there. Pinky break, swing cut over, drop the card, swivel, and then hold in one hand like so. From here you're going to regrip again in the right hand, your pointer finger holding onto this packet. You're then going to take this packet and proceed to do a Faro shuffle. When you do the Faro shuffle, make sure the top card of the right hand packet goes first and the bottom card of the left hand packet is last. So we've got the top card, which is their selection here, and then the random card turned face down, which is here. You can also do a riffle shuffle if you cannot Faro, but make sure you go the bottom card of this packet first, riffle, and then finish on the right hand packet like so. From here you're going to do a convincer move. You're going to riffle through these cards, showing the spectators that all of these cards are face up. Make sure not to flash this bottom card as it is face down. So go about halfway up the packet and then riffle those cards, saying that you get half the cards face up. You're then going to grip with the two fingers here and the thumb in the middle of the deck. And you're going to turn your wrist over, making sure that this card doesn't move around because you will flash the packets underneath. You're then going to say you've got half the cards face down and riffle through those cards again. Make sure not to show this card too. In this position, once you've shown both sides, you can then very cleanly square up and show that those packets do in fact go together. Okay, so now we're on to the reveal. After the shuffle, you should be in this position. You have a random card on top, followed by a face down deck of cards, followed by the selection face up on the bottom. They think that the cards mix face up and face down equally together. Now when I first came up with this trick, I originally did a snap change, bring it to the bottom, and swing cut the deck, and then spread to show that the cards are face down and that the selection was in fact face up. Now you can perform it this way, although I prefer to use a method where you do it all in one action and then spread and show that the card is face up that way. So I'll briefly explain both of them. The first way, you're simply just going to do a snap change like so and drag it to the bottom and then simply swing cut the deck. That's all it is, and it is very simple to do. The second way has a bit of timing to it, and if you don't get the timing quite right, then you flash a bit. So you're going to swing cut the deck. You're going to say we've got some cards face up, and then you're going to turn your wrist face down and show you've got some cards face down. At this point is when you're going to begin the snap change, or Cardini change I should say. You're going to begin, so it's just, you're not going to complete it fully, just so it's sticking off a tiny bit. From here, this wrist is going to come around the front, covering this card as you drag it to the bottom, placing the selection face up in the center. So basically, it's exactly the same motion as the first one, the Cardini change followed by the swing cut, but put into one bigger motion. So, one more time. Swing cut, show we've got some cards face up. Wrist kill, show some cards face down. Begin the Cardini change. As this wrist comes over to place them on top, you can then snap, do whatever magical move you want, spread through the cards and show that all cards are face down, except for one, their selection. And that is Ulysses' triumph. Okay, we're going to quickly recap the whole trick. So you're going to get any card selected, make sure they're memorized, it does help. The card goes into the center, then can control it to the bottom using whichever method you prefer. You're going to pinky pull down 1, 2 cards, do a half pass from Den and Dave's The Trilogy, pinky pull down again on a single card, swing cut, drop that card, wrist kill at the same time to cover, do a Faro or a riffle shuffle, whatever you prefer, making sure the right hand packet is on top and the left packet is on the bottom. Push together a little bit, riffle through the cards, showing half the deck face up and the other half face down, then push the two packets together, mixing them face up and face down. You're then going to show a single card face up and cards face down, do the Cardini, square up, snap, and the cards have righted themselves. And that is Ulysses. Feel free to watch this tutorial as many times as you want just to make sure that you've got all the moves down pat. On that note, if these moves have already been published, all right goes to them, and same with the trick if it's already been created. Make sure to go check out theflush.com.au for great playing cards. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to get more of these tricks and tutorials. Thanks for watching.